Access Sacramento presents Home Sports Game of the Week. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.
Nice to have you with us tonight. Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. We're in Folsom this evening for the 28th Annual Folsom Bulldog Classic. And our third place game just underway here in orange, Cosumnes Oaks, Ponderosa in green. Both teams with a possession each coming up empty. Along with Lauren Goodman, I'm Will James. Happy to have you with us for tonight's doubleheader telecast. And thus far a meager crowd here in this spacious gym, but I'm quite sure that'll change when host Folsom shows up a bit later.
Last night got an opportunity to see both teams very scrappy. This will be a good matchup.
So far, both teams starting out cold, collectively 0 for 5. 3 misses for Ponderosa, a pair of them for Cosumnes Oaks. Both of these teams won their opening round game, but were defeated in their second round Final Four matchup, thus putting them in the third place game. On the dribble, Hartman, one of their top players, a very young crew for head coach J.T. Roberts after graduating a starting lineup of all seniors. And a transition foul near midcourt, probably going to be called on Hartman.
Last night was physical games for both teams. See how the fatigue will wear on them today and how they'll play and produce.
Ponderosa at 5-5 out of the Foothill Valley League. Cosumnes Oaks 7-3 from the Delta League, a D1 ball club. On the point running the show, number 3, Luke Tank for Pondo. And a turnover. Both clubs starting out very sluggish and maybe a little jittery. In last night's game, it was Ponderosa's extended pressure that really gave Davis problems before the Blue Devils were able to rally. Another miss in transition, still a scoreless tie. Open daylight shooting, a miss by Tank. One and done. A block on the drive. Good penetration effort there by Dante Irving to draw the foul, as Slattery picks up the first foul of the ball game.
Third game of the tournament is always interesting because you want your players to develop and grow, and these two games will be tested tonight.
Malachi Hartman, number 1, got a whistle away from the ball down in the corner, it looked like. Our game referee, veteran Alonzo Maxwell, heading this 3-man officiating crew, also accompanied by L.J. Guidry and Eric Adams. So they send it in to Malachi Hartman. Open daylight shooting, a miss. Another empty trip for the Wolfpack. Kick, miss. Well, ice cold shooting, about a collective 0 for 10 here. Matter of fact, I think I saw a couple icicles forming on the fingers of these guys.
And I think that's accredited to both teams having physical games last night. Third place games are always endurance games because they get that first bucket right there.
One of the best inside operators we've seen this season, number 24, Elijah Henderson. An undersized post player, but he knows how to play the post. 2-0 Pondo. Down low, short J, fadeaways, and air ball short. And Henderson's got the rebound. In and out. Follow up. Whistle on the follow by the aggressive Ty Uber, a 6'5 sophomore, cracking the starting lineup for head coach Justin Williams' ball club.
He has a big presence inside, knows how to work without the ball as well as be around the rim to get second chance opportunities.
Well, frostbite on that shot. Air ball short on the free throw. And he'll be up for seconds, trying to stretch a 2-point lead in a frigid opening 3.5 minutes. Misses a pair. Rebound dusted off nicely there by Jordan Lewis. So the Wolfpack up the floor, still working on a big goose egg, nearly halfway into this first quarter. Ponderosa sticking with their zone defense. Another miss and another Henderson rebound. Snap it up. Tank fires to the corner. 3-ball derby, a miss. Follow-up blocked on that left-handed flip by Falls. Nice D by the Pack. And a brush foul to stop the break on Luke Tank. So Malachi Hartman, he impressed us with his play in round 2, non-shooting. And Christopher Childs to inbound baseline right for the Pack. Substitution Pondo into the ball game for the Bruins. Grant Perez, he's wearing number 12. Loose ball, regathered, tapped away, and is stolen. Boy, oh boy. Up the floor, 2-1. Good D on the deflection, but kept alive. Here's a wild scramble, and Tank comes up with it. Pull up and fire. Bingo! 3-ball derby for Aiden Falls. Bruins by 5 and continuing their shutout. Nice penetration. Blocked out of there clean. Follow-up missed. Rebound by Pondo. Tough rejection by Grant Perez on that. Not a good pass. Turnover.
Ponderosa trying to play fast, but not working out for him right now.
Despite the turnover, they're up 5. Cosumnes still yet to get on the board. Malachi Hartman, sweet J on the penetration. Off the right elbow, finally breaking the ice. 5-2 Ponderosa.
Coach Roberts is trusting his guys right now in this man-to-man kind of full extension outside the three-point line.
Corner jumper again. Boy, they love that, and it was sweet money. Deep corner jump shooting by Parker Wright. 8-2. Near breakup. Loose ball handling by the Wolfpack. Again, Ponderosa's defense was stifling last night against Davis until they wore down. Turn and fire short. On the miss there, taken by Hobart. Time out taken here at the 1:40 mark. We're going to keep it right here. Now, these two teams engaged in the tournament opener 2 nights ago. And the last time these two teams played was about a year ago, February 9, and a 10-point victory for Ponderosa, Lauren. And that came after 2 straight wins by Cosumnes Oaks. So a little bit of a well-earned victory, a satisfying win for Justin Williams Ball Club.
And at home court, that's important. Both of these teams haven't been able to click one on the road, but they can find it at their home place.
We have 2 second-year coaches here guiding our teams in this third-place game. Justin Williams for Ponderosa, JT Roberts at the helm for Cosumnes Oaks, newly installed this season into the Delta League. They beat the press, but the double team there immediately causes problems and a travel and a turnover.
And that's what Ponderosa wants to do. They kind of throw different looks at you to get you off kilter as well as play fast, but they need to learn how to get in shape right now so they can turn those turnovers to offense points.
Backup guard Cole into the ball game, dishes to the corner, and another sweet money corner three ball. Again, back-to-back opposite corners for Parker Wright.
CO's going to have to get their defense together. They're playing the man-to-man to take away the three-pointers, and it's not being effective right now.
Penetrate, dump it inside, mishandled, out of bounds. Another Wolfpack turnover. Substitution, Cosumnes Oaks into the contest. Raj Sidhu for the Pack. Also into the contest, Rashad Guthrie. Coach Roberts trying to find a right combination that will show some fluidity into the post. A tie-up, a travel, and a turnover. Nowhere to step for Big Grant Perez.
Well, Roberts has a young team, and they need to find who's going to be their offensive niche. They can't get the ball in the rim right now because they don't have a key designated one player or two players that can score for them at any moment.
Yes, after graduating his top 6 players a year ago, Coach Roberts big on defense. He's got them hustling on that end of the floor, but as you say, Lauren, has not had anybody step up to handle the scoring load. Drive and a miss, follow-up miss, third try, down. Nice effort there, offside board work by Guthrie.
They needed that bucket to stop the bleeding, but then here's a wide-open three.
Well, he thought he was hot, and he was for a moment, but Parker Wright misses that one. And at the first quarter buzzer, no good, but a good start for Ponderosa on top 11-4 after one. The tournament started 2 days ago here at Folsom High School, home of the Bulldogs. Of course, lots of heavy fervor resounding in this area based on the football team state championship. But yes, there you see our score at present. Ponderosa leading it after one. In the opening round, easy victory over Fairfield for the Bruins. They outscored the Falcons in every quarter. And a very tight squeaker there. Coach Roberts' team able to, with his young squad, still persevere late as they were able to advance to the second round with that victory.
Tournaments are great, Will, because you get to build character and get in shape. They're not going to be in a normal setting of playing back-to-back nights. So these tournaments are to challenge them, make sure that they stay in shape, as well as get opportunity to play against teams that you would normally not play in your league.
Near side inbound, shoved in by Jordan Lewis. He's working in the backcourt with scrappy Raymond Castro, number 10, who gave them a spark off the bench, not afraid to generate offense. Outside shot miss, follow-up stuck in nicely again. Guthrie making his presence on the board.
Really big for the Wolfpack. They needed to come out and execute, and they did.
11-6. Whistle going against Ponderosa. Fouls on Uber. His first.
Coach Williams trying to figure out what happened on that foul.
Third team foul on the Bruins, 2 against Cosumnes Oaks as we're early here in the second. Nice find right there. Corner J missed. Rebound yanked by Slattery. Up the floor. A mishandle. Turnover. Falls could not squeeze it. An erratic opening 9 minutes or so by both teams, although Ponderosa is hitting some shots. Interception by Uber. Another Cosumnes turnover. Slattery down. There's the trap that was so effective against Davis. A slap away and near steal. Tough inside though. Yes. Guthrie having a nice stretch here off the bench for the Wolfpack. 3 buckets for 6 of their 8. Falls still hungry. A miss. Up the floor. 1-on-2. Force and hit. Left-handed J off the baseline. Jordan Lewis gets into the scoring column, and back come the Wolfpack, trailing now just 13-10. Henderson is tough inside, as we had mentioned earlier. Good ball movement. Fire away. Back rim, no on the miss by Lewis. Whistle and a foul on the drive, and the J wobbles home. Nice touch by Falls. Let's have another look at that.
Falls can put the ball on the floor and create easily as he gets a nice shooter's roll and makes that basket.
Foul on Raj Hadu. His first, 3rd team foul. Both teams now with 3 team fouls. Free throw, no good. And Ponderosa really struggled from the line last night, particularly in the second half when they were so fatigued. Out of bounds. Turnovers piling up now for Cosumnes Oaks. 17-10.
And Ponderosa is responding with the extra effort right now, beating the Wolfpack to the plays that they need to make, but they need to make sure that that can roll over into the second half and they don't go flat.
Falls comes back out on top to set the offense. Now it goes to point guard Luke Tank. Diminutive senior guard, averaging about 8 points and team leader in assists. Up for the J. A miss this time by Wright. Castro sends it up the floor. Guthrie bobbles. It's a turnover. 2-1. Falls, dumps it. Tank, good. 19-10. So after the Pack pulled within 3 at 11-8, another little flurry by the Bruins. Guthrie works inside. He can do it from in there and draws a foul.
Guthrie has a clear height advantage as well as length advantage over Ponderosa. So the Wolfpack is going to have to find creative ways to get him the ball inside and kind of let him create.
Very lanky, long arms, and somebody I would not want to defend once he gets inside. Rashad Guthrie, 6 points off the bench so far. No good on number 1. 4 team fouls now on Ponderosa. Happy to have you with us this evening for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. This telecast, the first of 2 in our doubleheader of the 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic. A long miss by Falls, 1 and done. Inside pass picked off. Castro trying to slick it in there, but it's a turnover. And he gets it back, send it ahead. Guthrie, boom!
And there is length being showed as Guthrie hammers that one down. Ponderosa has to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. They've kind of been careless the last 2 or 3 possessions.
Well, I think J.T. Roberts, head coach at Cosumnes, Nice drive and a muscle bucket put down sweetly by Mason Hobart. Baseline drive shut down, but a whistle and a foul on what the Pondo bench feels was a clean rejection. Wouldn't mind seeing that one again. Here's a defensive effort by Parker Wright. You make the call. Now this is slam-a-jamma here by Guthrie as we see Lewis at the line. Number 1, all net. So Lewis steadies up and hits an identical all-net free throw, and back comes the Wolfpack. 21-14 now. A whistle and a stoppage. Don't know why yet. Yeah, here was the previous play, as you see Coach Roberts, Cosumnes spokes, but the drive by Lewis was called a foul, although the teammates of Parker Wright felt that was a clean block. 3.5 to go, flip side of quarter number 2. 7-point Ponderosa lead. Tank feeds low. A miss, but a foul, most likely on Ravina Miller. JT Roberts up off that Wolfpack bench. But at the stripe, Mason Hobart, good on number 1. Substitution back on for the Pack. Raj Sidhu, as we see Lewis sit down. Number 2 wobbles home, also good. So Hobart clicks on a pair. He's got 4 off the bench. It's 23-14. Look at those traps. They're very effective. Slapped out of there by Henderson as he really whacked that baseline jumper taken from the corner there by Raj Sidhu. Elijah Henderson has impressed us from the opening minutes that we saw him in the second round of this tournament. Fadeaway Jay, well defended, forced an air ball. Right, outlets to Tank. Bounce pass, Chansey, kept alive and stolen away by Henderson. Nice hustle there. Powered inside, clean block out of bounds to Pondo as Hobart got decked on that play. Back in, Mr. Guthrie for the Pack, replacing Sidhu. So they go substantially taller there in the post. Henderson wiggles inside, misses in close. Guthrie rebound, take it strong. They settle for the J. It's a miss and a rebound by Hobart.
I think Pondo needs to build on their lead right now, push it up as much as they can before the second half starts.
Deep outside, Gunningham missed that time from Wright. And a whistle and foul on the rebounds going to go against the Pack. Probably on Darius Lester. Substitution Pondo, Henderson out, back on, 6'4" Grant Perez.
The Pack is making too many self-inflicting situations and taking them out of this game.
Nice rebounding right there. Pull up jump shot, a miss. Look at this, Hobart again slickering for that rebound. Corner J, down. Parker Wright, his third 3, turnover, Wolfpack.
And the Pack is digging a bigger and bigger hole for themselves right now.
And a timeout taken by Ponderosa coming at the 1:40 mark, late second, as the Bruins have now surged to their largest lead and are in full command right now.
And that's accredited to second chance opportunities as well as the Wolfpack's turnovers. They're giving up too many offensive rebounds, and then they're giving up too many turnovers.
Well, both coaches are going to rely heavily on their impact players, and for Ponderosa, they have some good ones, as you've seen early in the game. Falls, their left-handed jump shooter. Henderson, a menace inside. And Tank, nice job for a diminutive point guard running the show. And for the Pack, Malachi Hartman showed the early signs to justify that ranking, and Lewis and Irving, the seniors, need to step it up. But they have found somebody in Guthrie. Pack dumps it, short J, missed. This is Guthrie handling.
Pack needs some confidence right now to create. Play basketball. Let's get a bucket.
Malachi Hartman a miss. Good rebounding position. Nice job. Here's a run out. 1-and-1. Someone's back. A layup down and a foul on the driving layup by Parker Wright. And he gets whacked unwisely in transition by Billings.
I think Billings could have played that better. A way to draw the contact and get to the free throw line.
Another look at the Bruin transition.
Easy call.
Got
maybe a little contact on the bottom.
On the body, yes, sir. So, substitution Pondo for this play. Off the bench, Jack Kane, number 15. Another missed free throw, and Wright hustles it down. Kind of got forced out of bounds, but he's going to get called for turning it over. Tough luck there. Less than a minute remaining here in the half. The score has been doubled. Ponderosa 28, Cosumnes Oaks 14. Outside Jay, a miss by Castro. Follow-up miss, put back again. Another miss at point-blank range by Dante Irving. 25 seconds to go here in the half, and it looks like Ponderosa is going to pull it back a little and play for one. Cole Ford handling
Coach
against
Williams,
Castro.
Coach Williams trying to communicate to his team that they need to execute and score.
Turnover Pondo. Want to remind you, Lauren Goodman will be chatting briefly with our two head coaches at the intermission. That should be interesting. A pair of second-year head coaches and a whistle and a stoppage here. Don't know reason why. It looks more like the technicality type. So they're going to have Cosumnes Oaks inbound far side right in front of their bench. High post. Jay on the way, in and out, a miss. Good rebounding effort. Another chance upcoming. Jump shot missed by Castro at the halftime buzzer. Well, an entertaining first half, and Ponderosa doing a nice job. Good outside shooting, despite their many turnovers, hitting a good percentage of their shots, and as a result, on top with a comfortable lead at this point by a count of 28-14 after 2 quarters of play. Crowd still coming into the Folsom High School Gymnasium for this 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic. And momentarily we're going to toss it down to floor level. Lauren Goodman standing by with Bruins head coach Justin Williams. Okay, Lauren.
Coach, what led to the success on offense in that first half?
We got a lot of big shots. We got a couple wide open threes, and we just knocked them down. So hopefully we can continue to keep it going in the second half.
Now, I know you jumped out to a big lead yesterday, and now I probably talked to your team about securing the victory. What is the conversation like with your team as you go into the second half?
It starts on the defensive end. We got to come out the first 4 minutes, play some good defense, try to get stops, and not just let them come out and make a run. I know that coaches in there yelling to make a run, trying to score and do those type of things. To come out, play some defense, and let's take care of business.
Awesome, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you, Will.
No, thank you, Lauren. Confident head coach there, Justin Williams. His team coming in at 5-5, and he's putting some nice pieces in place. This ball club really hustles, and they've got a little bit of everything, and in a couple areas they have a lot. And right now, riding comfortably with a 14-point cushion at the intermission. Well, we encourage you to stay with us after this short break. We're going to come back and continue our coverage of the 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic. We'll be right back.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Nice to have you with us here for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. We're at Folsom High this evening for the 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic, a boys tournament, and we're at the halfway mark of game number 1. It's the third place game, so lots more to come tonight. But with Lauren Goodman, we were talking about the two head coaches, both of them in their second year, trying to build something.
Well, Justin Williams for Ponderosa is in the second year, 16-19, and Williams versus Roberts. Williams is 1-0 so far. So, and that victory came early in February, and these two coaches are trying to build, and Justin Williams is doing a phenomenal job there at Ponderosa. On the other side of the court, we have J.T. Roberts, Sacramento native, in his second year, and you see he has a 21-15 overall record. And he is 0-1, so this will be their second head-to-head matchup, 9th overall for the programs.
Well, it's apparent that both coaches in their second year are trying to install something that's going to be an ongoing permanent staple for Cosumnes Oaks. Coach Roberts leans on defense. He's still trying to find people that can put the ball in the basket as leaders in that area, but defense is their fort. And certainly the same goes for Coach Williams, as we heard in that first interview. Well, these teams have indeed met a few times previously before tonight.
Well, tonight's their 9th meeting, and we've been pretty even on both sides of the floor and very competitive. Both back-to-back wins for both teams, as well as neither team has won on the road. So they haven't been able to knock anybody off when they're not at their home court. This will be the first meeting where they play on a neutral court, and Ponderosa has the edge right now.
they have definitely been the more consistent team based on what we saw last night in the second round and in this first half. And some of that is attributable to maturity, perhaps. I think Coach Roberts of Cosumnes Oaks has a younger, by age, a younger ball club after having graduated his top 6 seniors that gobbled up most of the minutes last year.
And that's true. True. Again, he is trying to build something with these young core and have confidence with the young core. They have had the opportunity to watch him for 1 year under those senior leadership, but again, getting their opportunity to shine in his second year and learning the system is important for them right now.
And a bit higher mountain for Coach Roberts and the Wolfpack to climb, having moved into the ultra-competitive Delta League, where there's a tough opponent every single league game.
Wow, this game is even more important. Ponderosa, not in the same league, but scrappy and competitive, where he needs to create for his team. If they can compete every night, it'll give them an opportunity to be successful in the Delta.
And that's what they're striving for. It's a gradual type of progression, particularly when the players are underclassmen and they're younger, to install something, make it work, and then basically hone it and hopefully, in their minds, perfect the system that they do install. So it's new for the coach, relating it to the players, and certainly a new ideal for the players themselves. But both of these coaches highly regarded, or they wouldn't have assumed those positions. And I do expect, positive things from both of these camps in a short period of time. Well, Lauren Goodman has rounded up head coach J.T. Roberts of Cosumnes Oaks, whose team is down 14 here at the intermission. Lauren?
Coach, what was the conversation like with your team trying to fight back in this game?
I'm just trying to get them to slow down a little bit. Long weekend after last night, got a little thump last night, and the guys just trying to play out of character a little bit. So I get back to our selfless basketball, selflessness, and just play together. We'll get shots, but when we slow down, we got to get looks. We got to convert. We got to stop and transition to and rebound the basketball.
How do you create confidence for this young core to attack and score? They kind of look hesitant on the offensive end.
I think that's a great question. I think right now it's just within the offense, but also no matter who's in front of you, still play downhill a little bit and create for your teammate, and then get that one more pass or one more shot from right there.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, Will.
Okay, thank you very much, Lauren. Certainly you can see there Coach Roberts taking what comes in stride and poised enough to know where to redirect the team to correct the things that he just mentioned there, which was certainly a handful of them. But with a chance to steady up here at the intermission, I would expect that their team is going to play a lot sharper basketball here beginning in the third quarter. And for Coach Williams and the Bruins, I think they just need to pick up where they left off, because despite double-digit turnovers in the first half, Ponderosa was able to transition. They were able to rebound the basketball, and they were knocking down their shots, as Coach Williams stated. Well, a little bit more of a crowd factor starting to make an impact on the spacious gym here on the beautiful campus here at Folsom High School, one of the best we've seen. Their sports facilities are tremendous. And a reminder, following this ball game, we will indeed be televising the championship contest of this tournament. Host Folsom squaring off with feisty Davis High School. That should be a doozy. Well, our officiating trio, very snappy on the court already, led by veteran referee Alonzo Maxwell, and he's teaming with umpires L.J. Guidry and Eric Adams. So Ponderosa in green, the orange-clad Wolfpack from Cosumnes Oaks, and the Bruins will have first possession, and there you see our officiating team. It's in good hands with Maxwell, Guidry, and Adams. So here's Tank on the point. And we are underway here in the third. With Lauren Goodman, I'm Will James. Happy to have you with us. The four-step shot missed, but Henderson, what a tiger inside. And he keeps it alive for an extra possession.
And don't be mistaken by Henderson's size. He plays larger than life, and he's been big for his team today.
So Tank will inbound near side, defended by Castro, who gets a start here, opening the second half. JT Roberts moving the pieces around, trying to find that combo that plays D and can score. Tank left open, air ball on the three, out of bounds to the Wolfpack. And Tank has reason enough to bend over and straighten his shoelaces.
Tank needs to find the ball going in the rim so he can get some confidence and build, and those shots will definitely start falling.
Malachi Hartman sends it to Castro. We're just underway here in the third quarter. Cosumnes Oaks trying to chip away at a 14-point deficit, but Castro throws it away on a miscommunication with Malachi Hartman. Turnover, Wolfpack. It's got to be frustrating for Coach Roberts on an unforced mistake like that. Because I know it was tough for you on unforced mistakes at Monterey Trail.
Turnovers are definitely Coach's worst nightmare, as well as unforced turnovers.
Down, straight away, Jay, a three-ball slammed home by Aiden Falls, and that's his fort, deep range gunning. 31-14. Not the way Coach Roberts of Cosumnes Oaks would have liked to have started this half. Turn and fire, a miss. Nice rebounding effort and a putback badly needed there by lanky Ravenna Miller. (31-16). Pull up Jay Falls, thought he was feeling it, but not quite. Out of bounds, who they going to give it to? Awarded to Cosumnes Oaks.
Cosumnes Oaks Wolfpack have to create some confidence, want to go score, want to play in the game and be aggressive. If they turned it up a little bit, it could be a different game.
So you see the extended pressure. Broken nicely. A shaky pass, and it's a turnover. Not good decision making there. Falls pushes and loses the rock, thrown out of bounds wildly, and that's a turnover. Oh, daddy. Yep, coach's worst nightmare. I guess that's why many of them grab their head on a play like that. Excedrin. Here's Coach Roberts.
Coach Roberts trying to communicate to his young team that they need to take care of the ball on the press break as they handle it easily right there.
Malachi Hartman a miss, one and done as Uber pulls the board for the Bruins. Falls had a huge first half last night and then wore down and got blanked in the second half by Davis, and those Blue Devils can really wear you out with their rotation. Deflection, but gathered nicely. Swing it, there's the open man. Malachi a miss. Hartman was left wide open but couldn't connect. In close, a miss as he pulled the string. And Henderson rebounds. Boy, Miller would like to have that one back. Slattery to Tank. 5-minute mark, still on the early side of quarter number 3, but Ponderosa in full command right now. Henderson gets trapped, throws up a shot that's wild, a miss. Here come the Pack. Out of bounds to the Wolfpack. It'll be Ravenna Miller to inbound near side. I was waiting for this combination, Lauren. Miller and Guthrie, 24 and 23. Those look like bookend forwards to me. And they've got they've got Justin Davis in there as well, 21. That's the tallest lineup we've seen yet.
They're trying to go big right now to secure offensive rebounds. When you're a three-point shooting team, you have to know that it's going to go a long rebound. So you want to have big guys in there to rebound, and hopefully they'll get some offense created with those second shot opportunities.
Deep range gunning, as you said, and immediately Jordan Lewis kills a 3-ball to get the Wolfpack back on the board, but they're still down 31-19. Huber tied up, but Tank salvages, misses from the corner. Good position that time, but better play there. Here's a run out and a layup taken there. Easy money for Miller.
2 buckets back-to-back. Hopefully the Wolfpack can build on this and create some momentum for themselves.
Closest they've been in a while, down 10. Henderson, very cagey in there, and you see what he can do when he gets inside. Tough. I'd like to have him on my team. 33-21. The Pack needed to stop there and couldn't get it. Miller, a kick out, left open for the J, and drilled sweetly. Castro all net.
Besides the turnovers that are killing the Pack, they've been really patient on offense and getting good looks.
They pulled another notch closer, now within 9. Chipping away. Runner, soft touch, banked home, Parker right. And he's had a monster game off the bench so far for the Bruins. 3 threes and 2 other buckets for 13. Still trap on the perimeter, deep inside, very nice. I'll tell you, that tall lineup, I like it a lot. Davis with that bucket.
Coach Roberts looking onto the team. Sometimes, Will, it's just about finding the right combination at the right time. Who's ready to play? Who's ready to put some performance out there?
It's a brush, but no call. Uber handles. Slattery now works it inside, misses the drive. Up for the board. Nice rebounding by Miller. Castro to the trailer. Tap away and a steal. Here's a run out, broken up and stolen as Castro has the interception. He fires away. A
big difference for the Wolfpack is Castro. He's coming in leading as a point guard, as you see him on the run back right there. I don't know about that foul, but Castro has been the spark plug for the team, and he's maturing out there on the court.
What I liked best was the sportsmanship there after the foul. He gave a nice slap there to Parker Wright just to make sure he was okay. First free throw, good. Wright continues to score off the bench. Substitutions in for both squads. Miller sits down for Cosumnes Oaks.
Well, I like him a lot, Will. He's a lefty. I have a thing about lefties. And he's been consistent tonight, and you can't ask anything else from a player.
37-26. Ponderosa. Bruins doing a good job protecting their lead. Loose ball handling, near turnover, and held ball tie-up, possession arrow to the Pack.
And it's something about that extended 3-2. I've seen a lot of coaches running that more now, and it's creating a lot of pressure for the Wolfpack.
Correction on that. Call it a turnover. Arrow pointing to the Bruins. Nice D, a stuff by Castro to force a held ball on that drive by Cole Ford.
And little guys have their own matchups, too. That was two kind of little guys going at it, and Castro wins that block match.
I think he is definitely earning some points. A deflection and a turnover. A nice lead pass laid up sweetly by Wright, who's got 6 in the quarter and has game honors. He was averaging 10 on the season off the bench. He's just about doubled it.
And you see Wright's at the top of the press, or the top of the 3-2, because he has that long extension, giving the defense some, the offense some difficulty seeing over the top.
Nice rugged rebounding pulled by Grant Perez after that baseline miss by Lewis.
And there's a lot of green in here tonight, Will. This is almost like a home game for Ponderosa, not too far up the road. And they have a good supporting cast with them and fans, and they've kind of filled the gym up right now.
Well, they're from Shingle Springs, as you say, a nearby community up the road. Tough angle shot there and a miss by Perez. And Coach Roberts has his bookends back in there in his big lineup. A bump and a foul from the corner on the 3-ball. And Lewis will shoot 3 after getting drilled by Hobart.
Easy call. Easy call and not focused player. When you're fouling on the 3-point line, you're not showing discipline, giving him the little bump at the end, and now he's at the free throw line shooting 3.
Badly needed free throws, and he starts off that set with a miss. So back on in that front line, Guthrie, 23, Miller, 24, and as you see at midcourt, the lanky one, Davis. Well, 3 of those guys look like they're about 6'4". Did he go for the turkey, the trifecta, all 3? Oh my goodness.
Coach Roberts is just looking on right now.
He has to be.
And sometimes it's not his nonchalant demeanor as we see him standing up right now. Sometimes they got to learn on their own and build from their mistakes.
Beautiful D, but he couldn't finish. Tough luck there on Guthrie, but he had the turnover and helps keep it alive. Another chance for Cosumnes Oaks. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Inside shot missed, tip in, missed, and last touched by the Pack as Miller couldn't control.
And it's the extra hustle plays. It's the intangibles that Ponderosa is putting on right now that's making the difference before they turn the ball over. Coach Williams holding his head right now. I think that's the neutral sign for coaches.
I believe I was talking about the head holding because it immediately brings on heavy thoughts that strain every muscle in your head. Timeout with 1.6 left here in the third, and it's been a most interesting contest between 2 teams that are showing signs of being on the rise under a pair of second-year coaches. Justin Williams brings his squad in at 5-5 and is in good shape right now to take a 13-point cushion into the fourth quarter. And surrounding JT Roberts there for the Pack, I believe he's emphasizing different points than Coach Williams right now.
Right now, Coach Roberts is trying to get his team to play defense. They have to get stops. The game is not over. If they continue to build on stops, even with the turnovers, they can give themselves a better chance. On the other hand, Coach Williams is trying to get his team to play consistent and be able to minimize the Wolfpack's opportunities.
Baseline inbound. And with 1 second left, a near half-court flip off target by Jordan Lewis. We have played 3 here in this third-place game of the 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic. 39 26. And you cannot say that the defense has been lacking. Look at those meager scores.
Well, I also think that a big part of the scoring is last night's matchups. Both teams had some very physical games that is going to be wearing on each team as they're growing and developing. And I think, as Coach alluded to, he knows his team had a tough battle last night against Folsom, and they're kind of coming off that downfall, as well as Ponderosa had a tough game against Davis that pulled a lot out of them. And so you're not going to see those big numbers as you probably saw the first night and maybe even the second night on that third night.
Nevertheless, despite being drained out until the tanks were empty against Davis, Ponderosa has had enough kick in their step to build up a significant lead here, and they just looked more sharp all the way around tonight. So the Bruins will inbound near side mid-court. Uber to shove it into Tank as we open the fourth quarter. Henderson right to the bucket. Takes the contact. It's a miss, but he rebounds it, gets knocked down, and saves it.
Offensive rebound's been crucial for Ponderosa today and been to their advantage.
Falls takes it right into the teeth of the defense and able to draw a foul.
Easy call. Coach Roberts looking on not happy with the call, but that's what happens when you have a offensive player who is aggressive to the basketball. Players tend to reach in, as what happened on that last play, and when you reach in, especially with length, you're going to create a foul.
Falls is the team's leading scorer and an 82% free thrower, but he's good on just 1 out of 2, which prevents him from getting to double figures. He's running with 9. And the Bruins stretch to 40-26. Extended defense deep on the perimeter. Guthrie, easy money.
When he takes his time and focuses, he makes easy buckets.
I haven't seen any set plays for him yet. Here's a steal at midcourt. Boom. Well, I said it early on, and I'm still saying it. I like Guthrie.
I think Coach has made a great adjustment putting Guthrie on Falls right now. He has the height advantage, and Falls is definitely smaller and cannot see over the hands.
Whistle, no whistle. Falls, a 3-ball. He's in for a dozen. That one really hurt the Pack. 43-30. After the Pack had pulled within 10. Deep gunning has not been there with any consistency. Here's a run out. Who's got Uber? Layup is fundamental.
Too easy. And then automatic. Knew it was coming. Coach Roberts got the quick timeout. Too easy. Guys walking lackadaisical. I know he's not having it, and this is going to probably be an intense timeout.
Yes, he had to put a stop to that. Let's spin the replay dial, and we've been talking about this gentleman right here, Mr. Guthrie. He's had a couple of slams tonight. And then, of course, on the other end, when you leave him wide open, Falls knows what to do. All net. As we mentioned earlier, this is the third place game of this tournament. Immediately following will be the one for the gold, Lauren, the coveted victory to enable a championship and a trophy. Davis and Folsom, they've met a few times previously. Folsom's had the upper hand, but this should be a provocative matchup. Coach Gonzalez has that rotation 5 at a time that can wear down opponents. We saw it last night.
Two different styles, two different teams. One young and developing, one heavy rotation relying on all of his guys. So we'll see how that should fall to play.
Okay, no time to waste for the Pack. Walking belt-high dribble straight up the floor by Castro at the 5:58 mark. We're in the fourth quarter. A bad pass stolen away by Uber. Oh my goodness. There's a long lead, bobbled, gathered, lost it. And they seem to be everywhere. Falls, Well, I'll tell you, Ponderosa hustles out of bounds to the Wolfpack. They're the type of team that seems to, all their players have a nose for the ball.
They're all over the floor. They're diving on the ground. They're giving the extra effort. And sometimes your team has to do that. They may not have all the athleticism, but if they have effort and they have heart, they can do anything in the game.
Well said. Here's a steal by Henderson. Another poor pass. 3 and 2. Uber picks up the chump change and gets it stripped away. Stolen away by Sidhu. Now here's Castro up the floor at the 5-10. Bad pass picked. Roberts is just having a headache right now. Henderson lost it. 4 straight turnovers, 2 by each squad. Sidhu a miss, 1 and done. Uber has the rebound. As Coach Williams wants his team to regain control of itself. Those last 2 possessions for the Wolfpack, they were pushing ahead of their comfortable pace. Lost out of bounds by Falls. 6 consecutive turnovers, 3 and 3. Coach Roberts there substitutes with 2 players.
And it's nothing you can say because they're unforced turnovers and not making adjustment. Ponderosa's hands are high and long. The Wolfpack keeps passing up high, which is why they are continuing to get turnovers. As Coach Williams looks on at his team, they need to stay in shape and push so that they can ride out some games by being smart and maybe not playing fast and quick pace.
Deep range gunning. Castro a miss. 1 and done as Perez cleans up the rebound. We're nearing midway fourth at the 4:13. Ponderosa still in charge by 15. Feed low, layup down. Oh yes. 47-30 as the Bruins stretch out. Nice rebounding effort there. Missed by Guthrie, but he draws the foul in between Uber and Wright.
Easy foul call with all the contact. A lot of the times in the boys' game, you don't see a lot of boxing out, so it's easy for the refs to call fouls on those arm slaps.
Rashad Guthrie at the stripe. Hits a free throw. He's got 13 points. And a pair of slams in there.
Developing talent, you can tell. Senior, but still learning the game, building and growing into his position, probably growing into his body. So it's an early season still, but he's got great potential to be a better player for the Wolfpack.
(47-32). Transition, a tie-up. Nice D right there. Well done. Getting a hand on top of the ball, Childs. And Roberts has to like that.
Coming in right off the bench, making the play. Can't complain.
.333 to go. Time getting tight now for the Wolfpack. Deep J, another miss. Ponderosa tough on the defensive board. A lot of one and dones. Here's a loose ball taken on the dead run or run out layup. Cashed in easily that time as the Pack is back on the board.
Coach Williams is kind of looking on Coach Roberts is being strategic right now with his timeouts. Going to put in a defensive probably set, maybe a full court set extension, so that he can get his team in the right place so they can get turnovers and stops. This is what I was talking about. Ponderosa wants to slow the game down as well as play a little slower pace right now to secure their win. And Coach Roberts, on the other hand, is trying to get the Pack to push up the tempo and extend their defense so that they can take advantage of their opportunities. When they've pressed full court, they've gotten a lot of steals and forced turnovers, so they need to have that extended defense probably in the last 3 minutes.
3:14 to go. It's 47-34. Okay, set to inbound for the Bruins against full court pressure. Nice two-pass relay to bust the press, but nice anticipation. Guthrie again, this time on defense, making his presence known.
And Guthrie's going to have to learn right now. He is taller, bigger, and stronger, and he has to use that to his advantage, as well as in other matchups. He's going to be slender and faster, but still with the same height. So he's just going to have to learn how to play his role, and his role is going to develop and grow because he has a bright future.
I'm sorry, JT. Unforced, yes, Excedrin number 10. Full court pressure, the Pack trying to get their hands on anything they can. Nice steal right there, and I'll tell you, he has been all over the floor tonight. Rashad Guthrie, 23, 2 consecutive defensive plays after putting up 14 points off the bench.
His length is a problem, and now he's in the middle of the press, and he can read and anticipate those steals.
Bad pass on the inbound directly to the defender, and it results in a foul against the Pack. Ooh-wee.
The Pack has been more detrimental to themselves than Ponderosa.
I cannot disagree with that. Seems rather apparent. Non-shooting, far side inbound, Parker Wright to do the honors. Gets it into Cole Ford. They play catch. Now they break the press as they get it to Kazinga. 2:40 to go. A double team does not work. Driving layup missed. Whistle and a foul.
Right on time.
Parker Wright, number 11, has had quite a ball game off the bench. $18 points. And there you see the Wolfpack bench. 1 out of 2. Nice rebounding effort right there, my goodness.
It's going Ponderosa's way.
Jack Kane, number 15. That was great body control right there, plus the timing on the jump. Here's a lob inside. Wright loses, gathered inside, and missed at point blank range. Wrestled away, however, and that's just what we've been talking about all game. Backcourt violation and a turnover. Boy, Pondo hustles. Man.
You can't question their effort. And that's this team is a special piece of what we want to see in basketball. Not necessarily the athletic, jumping out of the gym type of players, but giving heart and effort, as the Wolfpack knocked down 3 right there.
Sadu has the triple. And a breakup nearly, but it's 3 on none. And a missed chippy. Don't know how, won't even guess. I hope he wasn't trying to dunk. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Another J on the way, not this time. Parker Wright has the defensive glass with a flat foot rebound and draws a foul. And
Parker Wright is being special. I think a lot of players don't as Coach Williams is looking on right now. A lot of players are usually upset when they're not in the starting lineup.
Guthrie takes it away and draws a foul on the inside shot. He just manhandled Ford on that play. Took advantage with his greater size, and he's back to the stripe where he hit a pair of free throws just a short time ago.
A highlight for the Wolfpack is a lot of players have truly developed in this tournament and probably have been building prior to this and getting better. As you see Guthrie kind of emerging as a star for them, as well as Castro coming off the bench at point, learning and building. So Coach is continuously coaching them and trying to put them in the right situations as he's still making adjustments, because tonight's game is just a build game for what they're trying to do.
Well said, Lauren. And it makes it very competitive and leaves the door open for challengers. The jumper falls short, but Guthrie sticks it in. 48-39. Shooting foul upcoming for Ponderosa. 1 and 1. 7th team foul means bonus. And at the stripe, Jack Kane, whose baseline rebound a while ago was very, very impressive. He plays off the bench, underclassman, money.
And these are big minutes for Ponderosa. For the last maybe 3-14, Ponderosa hasn't had a starter in the game. Now, they have Wright, who's coming off the bench and carrying the team. But when you have players that don't normally play, get opportunities, hustle play right there. When you have guys getting opportunities, you can only get better as a group. And you don't see a lot of coaches doing that. So I commend Coach Williams by sticking with his young guys and giving them an opportunity to get better and grow, because a lot of teams don't do that.
We talked about their good overall height, that front line, that back line there on the 2-3. Those guys are all at least 6'4", 6'5". Jay on the way, Rebounding is a specialty, and Wright just tap away from behind, out of bounds to the Bruins with 1:09 left. Guthrie hustling till the bitter end.
And if the Wolfpack can figure this out on their press with this length, and when they go to their big group, I think they can have some success in the Delta. They have the length to play, but the pieces have to work together.
The pieces have to work together, yes. We're talking continuity, cohesiveness, and clear communication from coach to players and players to coach. So bonus free throwing upcoming for Parker Wright, who's had a field day off the bench this evening.
And as I was talking about right before, a lot of players want to be that starting lineup guy, but it's truly special when you have a six-man, and that's something that the NBA has even highlighted more. The six-man is in such a pivotal point for the team and has to be that spark plug and has to be a consistent member of the team. So even though he's not in the starting lineup, he must be special to this group because he's first off the bench and he's leading them tonight.
He's first off the bench and leading them with 20 points as the Pack misfires again from deep range. Hartman dumps low, nice feed, easy money for leaping Rashad Guthrie. Timeout taken, 55 plus left, and a comfortable lead of 10 for the Ponderosa Bruins, who appear to be easily on track for their 6th win in 11 starts under Coach Williams.
Coach Roberts is just trying to get the score lower. Every time in the second half, he's called a timeout to make a defensive adjustment. And right now, he's trying to get his guys to not be in that 10-point deficit. He's working the clock. And so he's going to try to get this L, if it is an L or a loss, as low as possible so that it's not a blowout victory.
Both clubs back on the floor with less than a minute remaining. This is the third place game of the 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic. And a slip and a travel called on Wright. Back into the game for the Wolfpack. Sadu. Well, they have no time to waste. Sadu misses. Good jumping, but 3 green shirts around the ball. They just seem to be magnets. And a brush foul against the Pack, and in utter disbelief, Dante Irving with palms raised upward.
The Pack is going to have to develop somebody who can attack and put the ball on the floor and read the seams, read the gaps. If you don't have a player like that who can create, it makes it very difficult, as they got a steal and a turnover, but they couldn't turn it into points. Have to get the steals and the stops to convert to points.
A miss, and here comes the Pack with 35 seconds. Deep J drained this time by Raj Sadu. He's got a pair of 3 balls here in the fourth quarter. And if memory serves, a year ago he did that with late 3-balling at the Running with the Pack host tournament over at Cosumnes Oaks.
And you can tell that they're looking for that. They're kind of observing for the 3. Obviously, we know you can get back in the game quicker with 3s, but if you can score quickly, not settling for a 3, score quickly, because I think they've had a few possessions where they could have easily scored 2 quick baskets, but they've settled for jumpers or looking for a jump shot. So I know everybody wants to live and die by the 3-point line, but sometimes just scoring quickly can get you right back in the game.
What I would like to see, either more of or some of, is some set post plays for those tall leapers. Pressure on the inbound, and a breakup and near steal. It's a loose ball tie-up, possession arrow to Ponderosa.
And I think there's a mistake. Ponderosa got the last jump ball on my sheet, so Coach Roberts is feeling the same. There was a tie-up on the baseline side under Ponderosa where they got the ball, so a shot up probably should have went to the Pack.
They get the ball into Wright. He's doubled, sends it ahead, and an immediate foul as young Jack Kane is grabbed, and he'll go to the stripe.
And I'm really enjoying Ponderosa's confidence in each other. You see, normally you would see a star player maybe dribble out or dribble it back to keep it, as Wright just has confidence in the man who gets open, passes the ball so we can beat the press, and then he goes to the free throw line and makes them. That is a small token of gratitude, and it can build so much in the young sophomore.
So Kane will get the bonus. Coach Williams has a lot to work with, as does Coach Roberts, but in a different direction. 2 out of 2 for Kane. 53-44. 13 seconds. Corner J on the way. A miss off the top of the board. Kept alive. Out of bounds to the Bruins with 6.9. Reminder, we've got heavy action coming up shortly after the conclusion of this game. The championship contest, Davis versus host Folsom, and this one is in the book as Ponderosa prevails by a final score of 53-44. Lauren, 2 young coaches trying to mold a team. We've seen some improvement from both of them. 2 squads to keep eyes on down the road.
Young and growing and flourishing. And so these are 2 teams that I will definitely keep my eye out on, as well as 2 young coaches who are trying to push and build programs. I know we are so used to in Sacramento having these old coaches that have been there for years and years and years, no knock, but it is time for some new school coaches. We have new school players, and I think it's a great combination of youth and talent in both coaching staff. So kudos to both schools.
Couldn't agree more. Stay with us. We're going to come back after a short break, and we'll name our players of the game upon our return.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
The verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening here at Folsom High School, where tonight in the 28th Annual Folsom Bulldog Classic, in the third place game, the Ponderosa Bruins prevail by a score of 53-44 over the Cosumnes Oaks Wolfpack. They led from the outset. They led wire to wire, jumping out to a 5-0 lead, maintained it, held off a couple of mild pushes by Cosumnes Oaks, and were really never threatened.
Ponderosa handled business easy, and the Wolfpack were competitive, but not a strong enough push to stop Ponderosa.
Lots of standouts in tonight's contest, as we have selected our players of the game, and I like this pair right here. Lefty swing, Parker Wright. 20 points on the evening for the lefty, and he did it in a variety of ways. And Rashad Guthrie, a big-time effort, also off the bench. Major bench support there, but that might become a starting assignment for that tall, lanky forward who had a couple of slams tonight. Wright and Guthrie, tonight's Hometown Sports Players of the Game in this third place contest, as Ponderosa emerges with a decisive victory, showing off lots of their wares under head coach Williams. Will that take care of business here in this third place game? Any final comment, Rob? Lauren?
Well deserving. I think they came out, put up the numbers, and were impressive, and they did the extra oomph to be the players of the game.
That being said, we wish to extend our appreciation to the Folsom High School administration, particularly to head basketball coach Mike Wall, for the assistance and cooperation with our broadcast arrangements. The Hometown Sports Game of the Week is presented by Access Sacramento and Play-by-Play Sports Productions. For Lauren Goodman, our game director, Kevin Benyon, and the entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew, I'm Will James. We thank you for joining us and encourage you to stand by for a short stretch as we have the championship game coming up next.
This program from Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento, 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.